So I want to kind of share just a little bit about some statistics. Then I'm going to jump into some questions for you guys. But, you can have like great technology under the hood, and if it creates an experience that has a lot of friction for the guests and the users get frustrated, a lot of times they'll walk away. And one of the things that we've been looking at is some of the statistics around abandonment rates for carts. And I'm sorry, I have to look at these numbers here, but around 68% of users say they will abandon a form when buying a ticket or buying online simply because they're just too long. And so that's kind of where I wanted to start with Adam and Mandy, because that's something that we've been talking a lot about recently. But from a product perspective, how much do you think the user experience or cognitive function influences the way we design modern platforms?
Yeah, I guess starting on my end, because before Adam gets to work on it, I'll probably define what a lot of those requirements and designs look like. And for us, we know there's not a ton of patience for difficulties nowadays. And I mean, even in just the past decade compared to when we first released Gatemaster Mobile to now, the complaints we get are different. It's not that our web pages aren't secure enough or that we can't offer XYZ feature. It's that it's not optimal enough. There's one too many clicks here. This is giving me too much information. So I think it's finding out that sweet spot where we can kind of manage everyone's expectations, but still, communicate what we want effectively.
Yeah, I would say that every design decision impacts the customer, so the end user. So whether or not you place a button in the wrong spot or you change the user experience, the user journey, it's going to affect it. So every decision that's made definitely affects the user experience. So a few things that we try to keep in mind is, how many steps is it going to take to get that user from point A to their ticket in their hand and going through the gate. So we try to be cognitive of that and try to keep as less barriers as possible and give that cognitive rub as little as possible to be able to get that person in as fast as they can. Because you may have people standing outside the gate. There's always that idea of the mom with a few kids around her. She's trying to buy tickets. It's chaos. She needs to get her tickets as fast as she can so she can get into the park. So we try to keep that in mind as we develop those features and do those requirements.
Well, I would say even for me, as a mom who takes kids to parks, I mean, mine are bigger now, but in the when they were younger, just having to wait in the food lines.
Yeah.
We don't often talk a lot about the mobile ordering. You guys mind if I bring that up?
Yeah, no, go for it.
I know that's unscripted, but you kind of brought up like the whole experience of the mom or the parent that has kids. And for me, that was such an important feature because I recognize that a lot of parents, they don't want to spend a lot of their time in line, and especially not in line with a hangry kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And I know we have some people watching today that are using our mobile ordering for food, but can you talk a little bit about how that works and why you see that being important, in addition to like why it's increasing the per cap spend, right?
Definitely. Yeah. So aside from just the positives in the business, if you think about it operationally, the consumer having multiple different options. So we know there's tons of different buyers out in the market today, and the kind of person that's going to stand in a long line waiting for their food is probably not the same kind of person that really prefers, that DoorDash experience where it's as little interaction as possible. They just get what they want and they go about their way. So our mobile ordering was kind of brainchild of that. So it's a way for us to completely remotely host their menu online, and it could be ordered for pickup or for delivery to a certain location within the park or attraction. And then all that's communicated to the kitchen staff via kitchen screen, and from there it's kicked off. They'll receive confirmations that their order was received, that their order is ready for pickup, or that it's being delivered, and kind of just automating that process so that instead of being forced to go sit in a line or forced to make those decisions beforehand, it could be something more dynamic or more on the fly. Because I think it's probably something you'll hear from me a few times today, but I think Gatemaster likes to like work in the real world. I think a lot of tech companies work with like ideal situations or maybe like those perfect scenarios, whereas Gatemaster, I think, given our experience and our position in the industry, we can take input from real operators. Sandra and Tiffany both having experience in the industry as operators. We're bouncing ideas off them all the time of, hey, how would you react to this if this was something you had to work with? So it all plays part into making it work together.
So I want